Hello, friends. We're so excited that you're here for Dev Collaborative's very first episode of Dev Collaborative TV. I'm Sandra E. Today I'm talking with Allie Thorpe, Senior Digital Project Manager, lead at Dev Collaborative. Dev Collaborative builds websites exclusively for nonprofits, paying extra attention to accessibility and sustainability of content, design, and code. If just thinking about updating your website is enough to send you to bed with a hot cup of tea, then you're in the right place. We're devoting this channel to helping you update and improve your nonprofit website so that you can reach more people with ease. Picture this. You work at a nonprofit organization and something is broken on your website. You're not the most technical person, but you know how to do what you need to do on your website to do your job. Today, though, it is not working. It doesn't magically start working the next day either. You can't get your work done because your website is broken. What's the best process to fix it on time and within a budget? What details do you need to share with your web developers? That is what Allie is here to talk about. Hi, Allie.
Hi, Sandra.
My first question for you is, how long have you been a project manager?
I've been managing projects off and on since 2011, so 15 years. And I've been exclusively a digital project manager for 6 years.
Wow, that's fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you. Very exciting.
Yay. And how often have clients contacted you in a panic about making some fix on their broken website?
It happens from time to time. It's not unheard of for something to break during a really stressful time for an organization, and we love being the kind of people who can come in and fix those broken things quickly.
Excellent. So what do you recommend that people do first? When they just discover that their website is broken, what should they do? Panic? Go to bed?
Maybe sleep it off, check it again tomorrow. I would say the first thing to do is make a note of what's broken and what you were doing when it broke, or when you noticed that it was broken, including the date, any actions you were taking when you noticed it, if you were editing content, if you were just viewing your website and you noticed it, those kinds of details. You'll want to reach out first to your web development partner, if you have one, or an IT partner who works on your website, to get them the information that they need.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it sounds like you said who and what and when. There were I hear the 5 W's in there.
You do. In a past life, I was a journalist, and so I learned a lot about the 5 W's in writing news articles. And what I've found over my years of project management, and a lot of other project managers have validated this with me, is that if you use those to guide getting the information to the people who need it, using who, what, when, where, and why, that really gives your team all of the insight that they would need to be able to produce a solution for the issue at hand.
So help us understand that first step then. Like, what does it mean to ask who?
The who it can be kind of a two-prong answer. So the first two is maybe you're not the only person on your organization who works on the website. Maybe it's possible somebody in your organization reported to you that they were trying to add a piece of content and something broke. So you want to gather who found the issue and what they were doing, and you want to know who to send that to. So again, your web development partner, your IT partner, a professional at your organization who has this role, that's your who. You want to start out with both who found it and who needs to fix it.
Mm-hmm. And then I guess the next one would be what is broken. And
yes.
How should people who are non-technical especially go about describing what is broken to a web professional?
The more detail you can put here, the better off you'll be. Simply stating that something is broken usually isn't enough to get us to a solution at Dev Collaborative. Often what we need to know is the steps that you took to find the broken thing. So, say you're on a WordPress site and you're trying to add a testimonial, and when you add it, the display doesn't look the way you expected it to look. So you enter your content, you hit save, you view the published page, and it doesn't look right. So when you're reporting that out as an issue to your development partner, you want to include those steps that you took. I logged in, I navigated to this specific page, include a link to that page. I followed these steps to produce the content. I saved, and the result is not what I expected. So if you include those things, including what you expected the result to be, that will help us be able to visualize your whole process and come up with a solution that fits within your requirements and your needs.
And I guess they should mention also, you said something about the page that it's located on in the link. If we're going to the where, is there anything else that's important to describe under that? W?
Where? Yeah, I mean, I think the link is probably the biggest part of it, like making sure that we know exactly where on the website something broke.
How about if it's like, well, I tried it on my phone and it's broken, and then I tried
That's
it on my
yes.
laptop and it's not broken. What's going wrong? Or
That's also important information to share. That's a really good point. So with the where, you also want to include the platform that you're using, if it's desktop, mobile, tablet. Yeah, that's a great point.
And is browser another thing? Like if I'm on Safari on my Mac laptop and then I go to Chrome and it looks really different, is that too much detail, or should I go?
No, that's wonderful detail. That's perfect. Yeah, browser, the platform that you're using, the software that you're using on your computer or your tablet or phone. You want to include again desktop or mobile, and any other relevant details related to where we can find this issue.
And then the why. So let's see. Why would it be important, I guess, to solve this issue? It would be the question there. What information do you want to know from a client about under the why?
Yeah, so if there's anything driving this content change that you're trying to make and you can't, if there's anything driving that from a development standpoint for your organization, a financial standpoint, a marketing standpoint, if you're about to start a big campaign in a day or two, and this content is preparation for that, those kinds of details are helpful in us getting the solution to you when you need it. So, you want to include both any extenuating factors that are associated with this for your organization. And you also want to include any deadline information that you might have of when this fix needs to be live. If you have other stakeholders, including the other stakeholders' information. So we know kind of who to reach out to if we have questions. That's all helpful as well.
That's really good. I don't think I would have thought of that. But that's super important, it seems like. And that's exactly when something's going to break, when you're about to launch some sort of big marketing campaign. That's the time. It always happens.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I guess along with that, you probably have some budget in mind to fix a thing that's broken. Is that a good thing to mention, or should you keep that private?
Generally, it's helpful. It's helpful to know if there's a budget limitation or a budget cap that we should be working backwards from. If you don't have a lot of funds and you're limited, then we can work with you to find a solution for your issue within your budget. If budget's not an issue, we can propose a couple different solutions that have different costs associated with them to see what feels better for your organization.
And then I'm curious, like, how do you know if you fixed it? Because sometimes one thing leads to another, and then you find yourself doing things that you never expected related to this one little fix, and then it drags
Yeah.
on, budget gets extended, it's not finished on time. What do you do about that kind of a thing?
Well, at Dev Collaborative, we try to be uh, very consultative and very communicative.
Mhm.
So if we get in there and we find that this broken thing broke something else over there, we'll report that back to our clients and our teammates. And we'll work with you to determine if that solution needs to be resolved within this scope or if it needs to be addressed separately.
Mhm.
Um, and depending on the results of those conversations, we can find a solution that works for you.
Mhm. It sounds like more communication is better.
Always.
Like, is that why you have collaborative in your name?
I think it is. Yeah, that's what I like to think. Yeah.
That's
We
good.
are a collaborative group of people. We really enjoy working through issues together with our clients and with our teammates. So I think that's all I need
Yeah.
to say. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it sounds like this process would really help several things that I'm hearing. Like you would avoid scope creep where the budget just grows and grows. The
Hmm.
fix doesn't get done in time, um, and then avoid a lot of that email back and forth of like, well, no, that's not actually what I meant. This is the thing that needs to be fixed, and then it's in this other context, et cetera, et cetera. This
Right.
process sounds like it would help people avoid confusion and be more efficient as well.
Yeah.
So
That's the idea. That's the idea. Yeah. So I'm glad you feel that way. That means we're doing something right over here.
yeah. Um, okay, so say I'm a listener and I manage a nonprofit website and I do not have a development team to turn to when
Mhm.
my website breaks. Do you all offer any services like that?
Typically, our services are annual contracts. If you were to enter into a support agreement with us, we could support your site, provide um, help desk support as well, where you can submit issues, trouble tickets, and we would work with you to get them resolved. Um, we don't tend to do just one-off fixes for clients who don't have a signed agreement. But we do offer some services as one-offs.
Okay, I'll put a link to that service then in the notes for this episode.
Great.
Great.
Thank
I
you.
think that's it for today then. That was
Awesome.
great, wonderful content to help make that process of communicating between clients and developers more smooth and useful. Thanks a lot. Um,
Thank you. I hope it helps.
yeah, but for sure. And for listeners, if you found this information helpful, then like they say, like or subscribe to this channel. We would love to know what you think about this new series that Dev Collaborative is launching. What questions or topics do you hope that we'll cover? And share this episode with your Drupal or WordPress using colleagues if you think that they might find this helpful. And as always, let's collaborate.